It's hello,
Local.
hello, hello,
Local.
hello. That's Mike. Okay. Ayo. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Oh, I'm already recording this one. Okay. Oh, Okay. Mm, Raymond. Oh, okay. So I'll be working on this one. Okay, a while ago I did ask Lisa Annalisa if like there is some codes that I could work on, and she gave me this one. According to her, just technical checkup. Can you hear me clearly, guys? Can you see my screen? Not too dark. Okay. Because a while ago, I asked. She gave me this one, and she told me that all of the codes here are uncompetitive. Okay, so let's check why they are uncompetitive, as well as let's send a codes that are competitive. If you remember in the general info, okay, general info quoting rules and guideline, if there is at least three good quality codes, do not send any more codes. But in this case, according to um Annalisa, that these codes that was sent are uncompetitive. That's why I'll be checking if we could give another option which is competitive. So maybe let's check the codes that was sent, why they are uncompetitive. Okay. So this one is an open jaw. Okay, this is a destination open jaw. Okay, because this type is a destination open jaw. It's CGK or Jakarta to Munich, then Amsterdam to Jakarta. This two goes expand. Okay, so let's work on this. So maybe since we are checking, because according to Lisa, let me also announce this. Okay. That is, hmm, the date is on October 10 or up October 8, I mean, to October 24. Again, so I'm doing a code. Okay, I'm going to do a code for this request, but for now, before I'm going to search for a code, okay, we will going to check if the codes that was sent by previous coders or the codes that was sent by other coders are really competitive or not. Because um according to Analisa, they are uncompetitive. Okay. So let's go with this one. This is Jakarta. This is a mix airline. Okay, so why is it uncompetitive? Is it a little low? Okay. Hello. Hello. Test mic. 1 2 3. Test mic. 1 2 3. Test mic. Okay. Maybe a bit too calm. Hello. 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 Okay. Okay. So why this one is uncompetitive? Checking on this, there are good flights. Okay, but why is it that this one is uncompetitive? Hmm. So the price that was offered here is 4,644. Okay. Oh, maybe because there is an Etihad here. Okay. And for an Etihad flight, this is also a good flight. The price is 3,622. So they need to at least beat this price, the Etihad price again. Remember, Etihad is a five star airline. That's why, that's why, uh, that's why analysts say that this is uncompetitive because Um, clients can buy an Etihad flight for the price. A Etihad good flight for the price of 3,622. Okay. So that's why. So as much possible, if they could bid this Etihad flights. So some do already bid the price. Let's check this. That was sent. I'm not sure. I forgot to ask how much like the budget because maybe the clients had a specific budget that it's not included in the um it's not included in the request note here. So let's just look for other because I'm not sure why she told that these are uncompetitive prices. So okay. So before we search for another um before we search for another flight or for another codes to send, maybe we could what we could do is uh search. Okay, we just look for a good flight to. Maybe I'll go with this one. This is also an open job. So that is Cape Town to Cape Town to Lux, then Missouri, New Orleans to Cape Town. So I'm not sure why the info here is on the other way around. Okay, because based from this one, it's Cape Town to Lux, then um New Orleans to Cape Town. Mostly are usually do um we follow the one under the request than the one on the itinerary request, but mostly it will be based on the request note here. So let's just go first with this. TPP. Yes. So that The date is October 18. Okay, and it's flexible plus and minus 2 days or two. So checking on the duration, what airline is flying with the least duration? So we have KLM, Delta, British Air, American Airlines, Finnair, Emirates. Okay, they do have like one stop flights. So we'll just focus on the one stop. So I'll be using the, well, let me just have a yeah. So that is CPT lux. Again, if like you might, if you in this case is the the route from the request node doesn't match the one from the um request route here. So the possibility here is either this one is correct or this one is not, or this one is not correct. But usually or most of the time, the one at the request node is the one with the correct information. But what we could do here is we could, if there is online, we could ask if what is the correct, okay, the correct route to follow, the one under the request route itinerary, or the one under the request notes. Uh, request notes is, I'm telling the reason why, or why what, because okay, after the request route, um, it is CP3 to MS1, then max to CPT, and in the request node, is CPT corrects, then MSY to CPT. This is for the request of, you need to inform or provide the name of the clients, and as well as the request ID or request number. This one's the request number or the request ID, so that it's easier for the LFC to look for it. We can also report this one. Maybe this was a glitch in the system, because I did observe that they're usually like other way around. Okay, let's check for like other requests if it's the same that they are having the. Okay, let- let's check for like other requests with the same problem. Okay, I think this one. Um, let's open this one. Java to same with this. Look at this one. This is Geneva to Windhoek, then from Riyadh to Windhoek, but that should be Windhoek to Riyadh. Okay. And not the Riyadh to Geneva. I think there was a problem with the second leg here. I'm not sure why. So maybe we could report this to the IT department. Okay. So if you're going, like, if there's a problem with the system or you did find that there is a glitch in the system, you need to report it using this feedback, or you can go directly to Flash Desk. Yeah. And yeah, um, see the option. Then we have um, I also also um, observed that there was a problem um, in the route with the request. Mhm. Towards S3 new tab seek or open job. Okay. Um, a sample of related is note with a request. Yeah, I think um, yes, much information under that request. Notes. To copy this because I need to like maybe it's better to open a refresh list so what I'm doing right now is I'm reporting a problem that I find yeah, a problem that I found out in the system. Okay, so I'll be reporting it for now so that they could check it. So you need to, if you have problem or you did find a problem with the system, you need to report it under this. So okay. So I'll just put the request ID. Then details and I notice that the request route slash itinerary. it's Geneva to withhold, then withhold to withhold, then withhold to Geneva. Six. As one and last. The cross note is already submitted the request. All they need to do is check on this one. So maybe there is a glitch in the system. If we're going to compare this one, it's a multi-city. This one is a multi-city because there are three legs or three flights. Okay, so we could follow the one under the request route, but there is a problem here in the request notes. For OpenJaw, we're not sure if what's the real deal here, either the one under the request route or the one which is under the request note. Because I think this one was an update in the system. Okay. So we're not really sure what is the right one here. But let's just follow the one under the request note. But, so let's see. Let's check on AF using our KVS. Are there still some here who doesn't know how to read the KVS tool, okay? Or how to determine the flight in KVS tool if we could consider that a as an option or not? Is there anyone here from the participant who doesn't know how to read the KVS tool? All were able to does all of us able to know or how to read the KPS tool? Okay, no problem. You already understand how to read the like, especially in this part. Especially, how about the for those who haven't yet got their account? Is there an update for the KVS? Oh, you need to update your KVS tool. There's an update in the KVS tool. Huh? What's the problem here? Okay, so there is someone who doesn't know yet. How about the others? There is one who doesn't know yet how to read. How about the others? Anyone who haven't yet? What's the problem? Are you using diamond what? Let me just check my KVS. Not sure what's the problem here. Oh, so I am clicking the wrong option. It should be jackpot. So it's inactive. Activate. So CPT Tulax October 18. I also sent a message for Terry, but since he's not yet replying, let's just have the best for now. But I will also send a just have it directly here. Maybe under maintenance. Is reference under maintenance? You can also check VA. Yeah, I know more. There is a KBS tips. There is already a tip for in the general info, but you cannot, for especially for those doesn't have yet their account. Okay, they still don't have any idea about the how to read. Okay, because yeah, there is a tip like FSCS. Yes, there is that one in the they do there's how about this? How are they going to determine if just based from the KBS tool if it is a good flight or not, right? Because during my previous training, I do have like session on how to read the KBS. So maybe I'll be doing that option again tomorrow. Maybe for those who doesn't know how to read the KVS. There is no available to
Madami na nag-live. Bakit 200 lang yun? Ano?
Okay, I'm sorry guys. There was something to record. I talked to someone here. So let's go back. Hmm. could also check the data here. While waiting for this, if you have questions, especially for those new coders, if you have questions, clarification, just type your question in the chat box so that we could also get some new ideas or topic that we could discuss on. So in AF, again, if you're searching in AF, just uncheck your name or the account holder name because you're not the ones flying. So no flights available on your seats. How about Emirates? Let's check on Emirates. So if I will not be able to find a flight on this, I'll be discussing, reviewing the topic that we had yesterday, because especially for those new coders and uh, who is not who wasn't able to attend yesterday, because my topic yesterday is about determining the price if we are competitive or not. So for the on those, because a lot of problem. Okay. Can you give me the details on this one, Judy Ann, so that we could um check on it on Matrix? Because there is like a possibility. I'm not sure who is that person. Is it Mark? Okay. That I think it was Mark. I'm not sure who that the flight, or is that you, Mark? That the flight um is when you're searching it, the there is another airline. Okay, there is another airline, but the exact airline itself is not available, but they are like offering other airlines. But if you're going to check like the departure date, the time, they are almost the same. Good. Oh yeah, and sometimes in the matrix there are like options you need to consider. Um, you need to recheck your you need to recheck in the fields here, like maybe it's under non-stop. Okay, so you need to check it. Or if you cannot find it with the award with this one check, you need to uncheck that one so that it will appear. Or maybe the it is your departure instead of it's in departure, it is in arrival. Okay. So there is a lot of options like that. But if you cannot really find the flight, if you cannot really find the flight in Matrix, meaning the flight itself is a ghost flight. Okay. Making sure that you are booking using Book Classic Rewards. Okay. So we'll just follow first the one under the request note. Okay, business cards. M minus. M1. So we don't have uh, MSY. Okay, so we'll just have to search it for one. Okay. We also check contests. Maybe they will have a saver. Because again, in usually or most of the time in Emirates, okay, they will offer most of the time they will not show you the saver amounts. They will only offer you standard if you especially if you are searching for one stop flight or I mean one way. And the airlines, how about the airlines? Since you do says that the flight details, so if you could provide the flight details itself. So you did find this in the uh AC. Okay, let's check it later. Just let's check on this. So in this case, we're not sure if this is a competitive or this is the saver now or not. Because if this one is a saver now, there might be an option available in the contest slots. So that is up to 280. Let's have it. Excellent. We're checking back on this one. Just just ready that one. Okay, so while waiting this one to respond, let's have the determining the price if it's competitive or not for one-way flights. Okay, let's have hit here. Okay, let's have this route as a sample. Okay, so let's say you were able to find a flight. in Delta. So let's say this one is you did find a award availability flight for Delta, and your itinerary is one way. So let me have my annotation. Let me have my annotation. So this is the scenario. Okay. So the scenario is you find a Delta flight. So this is a Delta flight. Okay, Delta flight. Um, and this is the flight you find. Okay, this is the same exact flight. Or we'll just go with the KLM. No, not the Delta. Okay, KLM. KLM flight in. Okay. And your SP or your selling price is, let's say, if you have a 5 or 3, 4, 70. So here is the scenario. You were able to find a flight in Delta or in AF, Air France, okay. Award availability flight, and this is, so this, let's say this itinerary here, this is the flight you find. Okay, can you hear me? I might not be able to like. Hello, am I clear? So say, let's just use this option. Majors. Again, so back on this one, you did find this KLM flights, okay, and when you computed it or when you get the miles, required miles, and put up, set up your GP, you were able to get your selling, or you were able to set your selling price for 3,470, okay, or around this $3,470 for the selling price of this same exact flight or flight detail. This one, this same exact flight detail. Okay. So the question here is, are you competitive or not? Or can you send this as an offer to the client or not? Let me hear your answer in the chat box. How about the others? Only one person here. Okay. Okay. Only 3 person. Again, this is the flight you find in the award flight availability. Okay, and when you computed this, okay, when you computed this one, the price, or when you converted the required miles and tax and added your GP, you're selling you were able to get a selling price of 3,470. So are you competitive or not? So only 3%. How about the others? We're still here on the one way. Okay, we haven't yet tackled on the for the round trip. Okay, and this one is for just we're just having a one airline. We're not yet having a talk discuss on the multiple airline. Okay. Okay. Are we competitive and we can we offer this quote to the client? So no more answer aside from the four participants. How about the others? No input. Okay. So let's see. Um, KLM is how many star rating does KLM have? I think it is 3 star or 4 star. Okay, so that is 4 star. So if our selling price is 3,470, are we competitive or not? So the answer is here, or let's discuss how to determine if we are competitive or not, or if we could offer the 3,470 price or not. Okay. So first is we have a 5 star airline based from this list. Okay, based from this list, we have a 5 star airline here. We have that is offering the list price. Okay, okay. We have Qatar Airlines and Etihad Airline. They are 5 star airline, and for Qatar, they are only offering, or the list price they have for Qatar is 2,797. So if based from our price, we are very uncompetitive for Qatar price. Okay, which is they are offering it 2,797. Okay. But we still need to check if this price is a good flight or not. Okay, because if if it's not, we are or we can have it as an exemption. Okay. So checking on Qatar flights. Okay. So we have Qatar flights here. The duration of this flight is 34 hours. Okay. And checking on the layover, that is 7 hours and 25 minutes. So in this case, it is okay that we are not, or yeah, it is okay that we cannot beat the price for Qatar flight. Okay. Because the itinerary for this, or the flight information from this, is not a good one since it has a long layover and the duration is too much. Okay, it's a 34-hour duration. So it is okay if we cannot beat the Qatar flight. As for Etihad, let's also check though Etihad doesn't have a one stop offer. Let's still check his two-stop offer if it's a good flight or not. So for this one it is a good flight, okay, because they only have short layovers, okay, but the duration is 31 hour and 20 minutes. Okay. So it's still okay. So though the flight, the layover is good, but the problem here is the duration. Because if we're going to check all the flights that is available on this, the least duration they could have is 24 hours and 40 minutes. Okay, so having an Etihad flight for 31 or 32 hours or 31 hours is not a good one, or is not a good offer for the client. Though the layover is just short, but the duration, basing from the duration, it is not a good one. Okay. So So on this case, it is okay that we cannot beat the price for Qatar and for Etihad. Okay. How about Ethiopian? Ethiopian is a four-star airline. Okay. So just checking on the duration. Okay. So out of the question. How about now we have Emirates? Emirates is the same star rating for KLM. Emirates is also four-star, but most of the client still prefer this as a five-star airline. Okay, so let's check. So for Emirates is we have 26 hours and 50 minutes. Checking on the layover, that is 1 hour and 30 minutes. And for the KLM flights is 24 hours and 40 minutes. So considering or checking on this is we could have the Emirates flight or Emirate. This flight is a good one, though it is above from your above 2 hours or 3 hours the duration, but still this one is a good flight. Okay, because it doesn't reach like um 20 or 30 hours or 29 hours. Okay, so it's just for the client he just need to uh have a bit longer duration. Okay, because depending on the route, it will depend on the route. Also for this route is the layover is short, so it's still this one is a good flight, and the price they are offering on this is 3,457, and they are in the same star rating. Okay, so basing from this, we cannot offer our KLM flights because um we cannot offer the KLM flights for the price of 3,470. Though this one has the lower or the least duration among all the flights, but we cannot offer that because we weren't able to beat the price or matrix price for Emirates. Okay. We need to be lower than the price for Emirates in order to offer this one. So maybe around 3 313 3,390 will do. Okay, 3,390 will do. Okay. As long as we did the price for Emirates. It's much better if we are putting the price for other airlines. Okay. It is not necessarily that we need to have a 300 or 500 difference, okay, for from the set from other airlines. Okay, it's not necessary that we have 300 or 500 difference from other airlines. If you're going to compare the price from other airlines, as much as we beat the price, maybe the best is $100 difference from other airlines, not the same airline, but other airlines. Okay, don't get confused. Maybe you will be again, you will again get confused. Okay, so it is okay that maybe 100 difference from other airlines, not the same airline. But for the same airline, okay, or the same flight or same exact flight, or same airline or same flight, is we need to beat at least 500, or we can go with 300 if like the prices is just too what do you call this, too near to each other. Okay, so maybe at least 300 we could get the price for the same airline, but for the other airline or other airline is as much as possible is $100 difference will do. But it is much better if we could go beyond that, like 300 or 500. 300 onward, much better. But $100 for other airline will do. Okay. Understood? So someone here, okay, Mark said that we are competitive. So in this case, Mark, we are uncompetitive because we were not able to beat the price for the Emirates. So you're not in 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 determining your price, in determining your selling price, okay, you're not just going to compare your price with the um with the price for the same exact flight, okay, same exact flight. You also need to compare your price for the other airline, especially if like there is a um five-star airline which is offering a much cheaper price, and also the same star rating. Okay, stars same star rating. Let me just read your. Yes, if it's the same airline, okay, the same airline, at least 300, or if you could make it 500 difference, okay, 500 difference, that is better. But if you cannot make it up to 500 difference, um, you can settle with a 300 difference, especially because there are some like their prices, okay, their prices is like close to each other, so you could settle with a 300 difference. But if you could go, if you could still have like make with a higher with the standard GP 400, and you could still go beyond 300, the difference that is much better. As for Michael's and as for Mike and Michael's question again, the SP here, okay, you will be this is just a sample, okay, you cannot find the SP, or we are not setting the SP, you will be setting the SP based from the award calculator, okay, that it's the selling price that was computed using the award calculator. For the part, and let me just read Darla here. What do you mean, Darla? I didn't quite get your question. So you're is what you're saying is you will be quoting another Emirates flight with the same exact flight? I didn't quite get it. And also additional output is, let's say someone already sent a code, okay, using Emirates, okay, you were able to bid, let's say your selling price is three, let's have it this one, okay. So still with KLM flights, this is just a sample, okay. Okay, so your SP is um 340. Okay. So let's have it here. So if your KLM flight, the same exact flight, is you're offering it for 3,340, okay, 3,340, you were able to beat the Emirates flight, right? Okay. But the question here is, if someone already sent an Emirates flight, okay, and they already beat the price, so let's say they offer the Emirates, let me have, okay, someone sent in an Emirates flight and they are offering, okay, so they offered it for let's have like $300 difference, 3 to 20, I know, 3 120 will do. Okay, so let's say someone offered an Emirates flight, which with a selling price, or someone already said an Emirates flight with selling price of 3,120. Usually, okay, usually they will, or yeah, usually they will say they will partially vary, okay, because there is very particular with the rules if you are quoting under him, okay. Usually he will say that if, okay, if you will be offering this flight, you need to be you also need to beat the price of Emirates, or the selling price of the Emirates. Okay. So that is what usually Terry said. Or if there is a five star airline flight that was offered, okay. So you also need to beat the price for the five-star airline flight. Not the matrix price, the um but the selling price with a higher GP. Need to beat the price of the with a higher GP. Or if your offer is a good, based on this one, okay. If your offer is good, okay. So let's say in this the quoters, okay, the quoters did use a 400 GP. Okay. So you did use a 400 GP for this flight. Okay, that's 26 hours, and you are offering the KLM flights, which is 24 hours duration. Okay. Um, you need to use a higher GP. Okay. So you can offer it with 3,340, but making sure that your GP is higher. Let's say if this one is using a 400 GP, you need to have a 500 for this one. It's still competitive, and and still competitive with the Emirates flight here. A bit confusing, right? There's like a lot of consideration we need to put up when being competitive or not, especially. Yeah. So let me just read if there is no other one non-stop flight, we should also compare it with one. Okay, so for non-stop flight, you cannot compare it for two-stop flight. Okay, because non-stop flight is well, you could compare it for a one-stop flight, but you cannot compare the price for a two-stop flight. Okay. But if you are offering a two-stop flight with a non-stop flight, with on the route with a non-stop flight, okay. What I could tell you is, don't send your two-stop flight if there is, okay. Do not send a two-stop flight if the route is offering a non-stop flight. You could send a one-stop flight, but don't send a two-stop flight. Got it? for those who have their accounts. Okay. So when you again, if especially if like, because usually there are like, if you are looking in a round trip, okay, if you're looking at a round trip, yeah, they don't have, there are routes that only one stop and two stop, but if you're checking it, there is a one of the leg is a non-stop flight and the other leg is a one-stop flight, right? Okay, so on your option, for option like those is, you could send a combination of non-stop and a one-stop, but you cannot send a combination of two-stop flight or two-stop and one-stop flight, because there is, especially for the leg that is offering a one-stop flight. Okay, especially for the leg that is offering a non-stop flight, I mean, you cannot offer a two-stop flight for for a leg that is offering a non-stop flight. Okay. To make it clearer, let's have, what should we have? Because I don't have like, I missed the routes. I forgot the route. Do you have still any question? Because I'm thinking what routes should I discuss. Okay. Um, okay. What route should um Maui, can you give a route that we could discuss? Round trip, round trip. Let me just think. Let's have some samples here.
Hi guys. Sorry. Shane, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just joining you guys, just checking.
Hello, now? Let's look for routes. Hmm, how about this? We could use the route for this one. Let's check on this. Um, uh, since again, this is, we could offer Narita if there is no available flight for Haneda. We could offer Narita because they are in the same city. Okay, so, and also for New York. So instead of, let's just have this, okay, or TYO. The 11/16, November 16, and November 20. So we got here a lot of we have a non-stop and a one-stop flight. Okay. So in this case is we are if you're planning to offer a two-stop flight, okay, what I'll tell you is don't set those that two-stop flight, okay, because as you can see we have a non-stop flight and a one-stop flight here. Okay. But if you are planning, you did say if you check it or if let's say your codes that the codes that you will be sending is a good flight, okay. Um, think of this, okay. The criteria if you are offering, okay, if you're planning to offer a two-stop flight for this route, okay. Um, One first criteria is the duration, okay? Because you need to be like, because if based from the duration here is we have 14 hours and 12 hours, okay? So if you're offering a two-stop, if you deem that your two-stop flight is a good quality flight, since they do have short layover, think think for the duration of the flight. Okay. So if the duration is let's say 16 hour or 16 to 17 hour. Okay. Ask your LFC or ask the assistants, LFC assistant, if you could offer a two-stop flight since you weren't able to find any one-stop or non-stop flights. If there is no available non-stop and one-stop flight, but if there is an available non-stop and a one-stop flight, don't send two-stop flight. Okay. So in this is let's see. Hmm. Okay. Let's check on Delta flights. Okay, so let's see that you were able to find a Delta flight and let's have uh, so Delta your selling price. Okay, let's say your selling price or your computed price for this is 5,000. Okay, no problem. You can go ring runny. Okay. So how much the price? Let's say you were able to offer here or your computed selling price is 5,620. Let's have it 21. Okay. So let's say you have a Delta flight. Okay. Let's have this one. The one this one. So you were able to find this flight Delta. Um, is there a okay? Maybe this one. Let's check on this. So let's say you were able to find this Delta flight and you will be offering this Delta flight here. And the price, okay, the price for this or the same, the price for the same exact flight is 7,087. Okay, 7,087, and you are offering it for the price of 5,621. Are you competitive or not? Okay. Are you competitive or not? Question. So now we are in the round trip. Okay. So we have the original price is 7,087. Are you competitive or not? You're offering this one here. The one you have short layovers. Um, the short layovers and the time is not much, or it's not much, doesn't have like a long duration compared with a non-stop flight. They just need to like add another hour. So this one is a good flight. So are you competitive or not? The question is. What do you mean? What is 5612 stop also? What do you mean, Mark? I didn't quite get what you meant about that. 5621. Is that a price or this one? This is the selling price for this Delta flight we have here. Okay, this one, this, let's say this is the one you find. Okay, you will be offering this flight here. So we have short layovers, 3 hours and 75 minutes. Okay, and you will be offering this one for the original price is 7,087, and you will be offering it. Okay, or you will be offering it for 5,621. This is a this is a one-stop flight. Are you competitive or not? Well, if you're going to compare it to the one-stop flight, okay, or I mean the non-stop flight, you're already competitive since you did the prices for the non-stop flight. But the question is, are you competitive or not? Because we have again, Delta is only 3 star. Delta is only 3 star airline, and we have also China. We have China Air, Air China. I mean, I think it's also 3 star if I'm not mistaken. China Air is also three star. We have Finnair, and we have Air Canada. Air Canada is 4 star. We also have Eva Air here. This that is also a one-stop flight, which is a 5 star, 5 star airline. Okay. So before you determine, or before you could say that you are competitive or not, you need to check the prices, okay, for the other airline, or you need to compare your price with the other airline. First is China Air, same quality airline. So China Air is offering 2,000. Or we could just go directly for the 5-star airline here. Okay. Air Canada is 4-star. 5-star is Eva Air. Okay. So for Eva Air is they are offering 5,053 for this flight or this duration, and it is a good flight, though the duration is a bit um longer than normal or um than your okay than the one you're offering, and I think that is okay, because you're still lower, though it is only a few dollars, okay, tens of dollars. You already it is okay. You were able to bid the Eva Air since you are offering at least more less time than the Eva Air, and you are lower, though only a few dollars than the Eva Air. Okay, so it is okay. We also have a multi-carrier here. How about the multi-carrier, which is offering a one-stop flight? Okay. So most of the, let's check on this one. Okay. Hmm, I cannot find the 5,000 price. Okay. So they have 5,000 price here, but as you can see, the the return flight is 28 hours, so it's not good. So that is fine. It's okay if you if it's okay that you were not able to bid this 5,000 612 for a multi-career, because the options or the details, the flight of the detail is not a good one. Okay, how about Air Canada? Air Canada is a 4-star, so we need to bid the 4-star. So Air Canada here, okay, so Air Canada is offering it for 4,567, and as you can see, the duration is also good. Okay, no problem with the layover. Okay. So we cannot offer the Delta price. We cannot offer this Delta flight because we need to bid this Air Canada flight. We need to be lower with the Air Canada. How about Finnair? Okay. So no problem with the Finnair since the flight that was offered for the price of 4,325 is not a good quality flight. And Air Canada, I mean Air China. Okay. As for Air China, so hmm, well, they do have a longer duration, but their flight is still good. It's like the same with Eva Air, but the only problem here is the quality flights. Okay, and maybe if we could like a little bit higher on this one, it's okay, like a 3,000 price. Okay, because they are on the same quality, they're same quality airline, and you're offering a much less duration than the Air Canada. But for this, I mean the Air China, but for Air Canada, you need to bid the Air Canada price so that you could offer your Delta flight. So on this case, offering this delta flight is no. So we will declare this one as uncompetitive. Any more question? I hope we could like find, maybe next time I'll be discussing on multi-city. Okay. Do you have any question, clarification? Let me just look for. Let me just wait for a moment. No question? Don't have any question, guys? So on this cases, is we are still on like the same whole flight is at the same airline. Now the question is, how about a mixed airline or multiple airlines? Okay. So let me just look for a sample that we could work on, or we could, because I think most of the problem that was experienced is having, or yeah, having a competitive prices, especially if we are using or you are using mixed airlines. Hmm, multi-city. Let's check. There's a multi-city. No, I think not. Multi-city. This is an open jaw. Okay, let's have this an open jaw. Let me try. This one is a multi airline. But this one has a long layover too. I'm not sure how it is. Maybe the reason for that is Margarita did approve to send. Okay, let's have this, the one that I sent. Okay, so this is just a non-stop flight, and I'm using two different airlines. So let's have that one. So it's Bangkok, no, to Jakarta. Date is November 5, and Jakarta. So this is a open jaw origin open jaw. I mean, because we have they will be going back to a different city, November 20. So my selling price for this is 1,278.26. So you could see that there is no okay my my itinerary is a um TG or Thai and Malaysia, and we have Garuda here. Okay, so on this sample is I did with the Garuda airline. I because Garuda is offering a non-stop flight for this one, and Garuda airline is Garuda Indonesia is a five-star airline. And luckily, I was able to bid it for the price of 1,200. But the original price for that is 1,964. Or I mean, it's around this one, okay? So the price for that is 1,964. So I did for the clients, he did save around 700 for my offer, and he saved around 200, okay, around 200 for if he is going or using the Ruta airline. Let's have, I think some did send a one stop. We have done a link here. Because he's offering his offered price is 10,000. I mean 1,087, and he is offering a five-star airline, Singapore Air. Okay, so for this, okay, that is considered okay since he is offering it for a less price than the non-stop flights. How about the other? Okay, how about Vic? Okay. As for Vic is he is offering this itinerary for 1-2. That is also okay since it bit the price and the multi-career price. Let's look for another option. So have questions? No more question? No more question? Hmm. Okay, if there is no more question, let me continue the one I'm working on. And so forth. Then let me just continue on this one. We have NSY or New Orleans to Cape Town. I'm not sure, maybe Annalisa. But usually Annalisa is here. Or maybe Sir Donald itself. Let's ask. Hello, Sir. Is Sir Donald here? Just to confirm if Sir Donald's here, or is it Annalisa? Or just left? Okay. Let me ask Annalisa if, because sometimes Annalisa's using those someone. Okay. So usually for a non open jaw, okay, for open jaw I usually do search it per weight. Okay, so that is MSY. Okay, it's Annalisa. The one who joined is Annalisa. So the return date is on 10/27, 10/25. I meant it's 10/20. Yeah, 10/25. February 25. checking on the duration again. Because you're okay, so usually what the first thing you need to always do when you are when you get the result, okay, get the list duration at the very first top of the uh, list. And if we have here first one stop and a non two stop flag, first check um we'll need to first check for one stop if how's the top or what's the one stop or let me have that first. So the list duration is a 22-hour flight. So if there is a one stop flight that is 29-hour flight, so maybe not a good one, the 29-hour flight. So we could consider sending a two stop flight on this case. Okay. But based from this is we need to have at least 3 hours layover between the Delta flight and the next flight. So we need to have a longer duration. Maybe this one will do, or if we could have 3 hours. So either this one or this one. But it is much better with this one because according to Donald, it should be. Yes, our selling price must always be lower than the matrix price, at least 300, or if we could, much better with a 500 difference. But if we could not get a 500 difference, the least we could have is a 300 difference. Again, but just a reminder, or if you're taking up note, Mikhail, again, so we are not just going to compare the price from the same exact flights. Okay, so let's say if we have this one, we're not just going to compare the price on this amount here. We also need to consider other things. Okay, like the same quality airlines, like other airlines. Okay, five-star airlines, the prices for those airlines, or prices from other airlines. So we also need to consider those. So again, on this case, either we will have this one or we will have this. But just, let's check on this. We have the British Air, there's Delta and British Air. Maybe they do have. Okay. So we will settle it either on this or this one. So first is we need to first look at this part. Okay. The first, the Delta flights. So on this case, okay, so on this case, we could send a two-stop flight, but we cannot send a three-stop flight on this part. Okay, so while waiting, we can take a 5 hour, 5 hour, I mean 5 minutes break, like go to the CR, drink some coffee or drink some milk or grab a snack. Okay, let's have a 5 minute break for a moment. Okay, are all back or none of the others leave? I will go to CR, but how about you guys? Were you able to take a break? Okay. So, Mikhail's still here? Mikhail's here? What about, I need to, about your question? Okay. Mikhail's here. I think Mikhail's taking a break. Um, okay. So regarding your questions, I'm using a VPN, but according to based from Donald's instruction, as much as possible, we need to avoid using VPN. But I cannot help it since um I cannot access. There are some problems with like accessing some. I have some problems with access with some airlines that I can my access in them are denied. That's why I'm using VPN. But I have this one. Okay, I'm using Hotspot Shield. Since this VPN has an option or a feature that it can bypass certain websites. Okay. So I'm having the hotspot shield here. But if you cannot, because especially in the EMS, if you and in your AMS, in connecting your AMS, you need to have the right, okay, or you need to provide your exact public IP. Why? Because as you can see here, they could bypass. They have like bypass the some your selected websites. Then even though it is closed, you could they will connect using your VPN. I'll just stop it for now. Let me just change. Yeah, I'm answering question by Mikhail because he's asking if we could use a VPN. Again, as much as possible, we're not allowed to use a VPN. If you could, okay, if you could still connect to the website, um, if you could still connect to the website without VPN, okay, that's much better. To avoid having VPN. I'm just using a VPN since I am having a problem with some websites. But if you're not having problem with some websites or airline websites, please don't use a VPN. But if you will be having the same problem with me, okay, you're having your access on that website denied. Try to use hotspot shield, because it has a feature where it can bypass the AMS and also some other websites that you want to bypass. Okay. But if you're not familiar what bypass means, is they will not change your IP, or for if you're visiting that certain website, okay, the VPN or yeah VPN features will be disabled. Okay, so they will instead of providing the website a dummy IP address, the website will get your original IP address. So I also cannot use the Delta in my cable since my IP is already blocked for Delta website. I'm not sure how could I solve that one. Maybe I need to call my ISP. Again, in Delta, you don't need to sign up. just making sure that if you're searching in Delta website, make sure that you um, choose the option mouse. Okay. So in this is I will not be searching the whole trip. I'm just going to search the trip from New Orleans to Johannesburg. Then October 25, 42. Okay, and in Delta, their business class is Delta 1. Okay. First class is usually for like usually most for the short flights, but just go with Delta 1 because that is the same as their first class and the business class. Hello, can you hear me? Just checking my mic and my audio. Okay. So we have 3,250 here, and mostly it usually if like the GP exit, GP, I mean the required miles exit or has like this amount, the they're always like most of them are uncompetitive. Okay. Instead of using Delta, why let's check other airlines. Because we have a 5-star airline here and also a 4-star airline. Again, Delta is only 3-star airline, so might just check with the other airlines. Maybe they do have, they could offer a short layover and a considerable time duration for the flights. Start. It's starting raining again. So this duration is like 22 hours. So let's check Ethiopian. What are the flights? Okay. Flight details offered by Ethiopian. So 36 hours, not good. How about Qatar? Qatar is a 5-star airline. Um, so Qatar have 36 hours. Okay. So that will be Boston to Cape Town, and they don't have. How about Swiss? 35 hours. Okay. Let's let's check other dates. I think it is competitive. So we could check. Let's try checking available flights for other dates since it is competitive. Because we cannot find a good flight even for though there is a Delta flight, but usually the result for that is uncompetitive. If you'll be using those the flights from Delta, because there are that is a full miles or medium miles. So so there's only Delta here. So 26. Okay, checking. So 36, equipment 36. Cannot help this one. Okay. So this one includes a direct flight, which is Washington to Johannesburg. This is a direct flight, but I think customer will not like that one. So mostly there is a direct flight included. Let's just check on on two stoplights. Let's try AF here. If we could get a Delta flights in AF. But usually if we see here operated by Delta, that is the same as this one. I mean, not that. I think there's some problem with the Air France website right now. Let's just go back with Delta, because that is our final option that we could have. So let's try, I mean, since the price for this is 9, let's try if we could be competitive if we're having it for a round trip flight. Or I mean the whole flight, the open jaw flight. We could try and okay, so the least we could do here is beating the prices for this 6,422, hoping that the amount that we could get in Delta here, or the amount that will be computed including the Delta flights, is cheap, or we could get the prices for this. So if let's say, okay, so let's say we have our Emirates. Emirates is the outbound, then inbound is the Delta and South Africa, right? Let's we need to okay, we need to um check on prices for them. So slow. My network connection is getting slower. Okay. I think we could just discuss this one. Okay. Let me just refresh this. Just grab the one we had here a while ago. Let me change. SA reason. Because let's say we got this price, we were able to find, okay, hoping that will provide us that. Okay. So if you cannot search the same exact flight, right, either you try to uncheck this one. If it's still not, what you could do is search it per way. Okay. So we have that and this one. So the question now is how are you going to um get the whole retail price for this one? Okay, because we cannot get the whole flight in matrix, so we need to get it per leg, or yeah, per, I mean not per leg, per flight. So the question is how are we going to set a retail price for this one? Okay. What I usually do is add both of the prices. Okay. Some coder or what Donald's do is just adding 2,000, 2,000 or 3,000 based from the 3,000 in the selling price. Okay. So let's say our selling if okay, not that one. Okay. So let's say the um because we didn't get the original selling price. Okay. So I mean the retail price. Okay. So let's say the estimated matrix price is okay. So again, either you add them both of the prices. So let's have the calculator and add the price. Because what I usually do, add the prices for the two leg. if I cannot get them. 3 for jelly plus okay, 3, 4, 5, 6.66. So we did get this price as our selling as the cash price or the matrix price. Yeah, so that is the estimated matrix price. I'm just using MP for matrix, okay? And that is 13,239.86. And let's say our selling price is um, we were able to get, let's have just like that and let me okay. And if you are like the our since our delta mouse or sky mouse is above 240, okay, 240, so we need to use this delta 2 if we are using 240 miles. Mm. So checking from this, we haven't yet got the um we haven't yet got the the Johannesburg to Cape Town. Okay, so well, we are already uncompetitive on this price. So let's say we have AC and let's have it as 40. Or just this one example. So let's say our have it 500. Okay. So let's say our computed price, okay, or our computed selling price is 6,000, 8,000. Okay. Because we could, let me just round it up. Okay. So let's say our computed price is our computed price is 8,607, 670, and checking it on the prices here. Okay, so based from our estimated matrix price, okay, that is 13,239, and our selling price is 8,617. So on this case is we are already competitive from the estimated matrix price. But we need to also consider the prices from other airline. Okay, as you can see here, the same airline or the Delta airline is offering 6,739 for a round trip flight, or yeah, for the whole flight for the open jaw flight, not the round trip for the open jaw flight. Okay. So they do have this one. Checking on it, or let's have the list duration along. Yeah. So the list duration coming from KLM and Delta combined flight is 6,422. So we need to beat this price from KLM and Matrix. I mean Delta. So if we're going to sell, or if we're going to off, we cannot in this case we cannot provide, or we cannot offer the 8,617 price for price for the client, because we need to bid this 6,422 price. Understood? Okay. So, and this is a sample of multi airlines. Okay. So you, and if multi airlines really to have higher selling prices. They really do have higher selling prices. But you and on that cases is we are not only we will not only compare the price for the um from the matrix price. We also need to consider other airlines, especially checking on the multi-carrier and also other airline. As you can see here, this is also a multi-carrier, and this is the least duration that um, they could have for this from offered from all of the airlines. Okay, so we need to beat this price, which is 6,422. So if we're going to put it in the and usually what I usually do here is I'm having this, okay, I'm having the best duration as my I am having the best duration as an option or as a retail price. I'll be putting the retail price here, beating the retail price for the best option flight. Any more question? No more question? No more question before I'll be ending the meeting? None so far? Okay. So more clearer with the prices if you're competitive or not, because that is the major problem we are having right now. Okay. And maybe for like multiple airlines, okay, multiple airlines a bit confusing on this part. Okay. But if you're still confused and you're not sure if you are competitive or not, try to ask your trainer, Maui, okay. If like you could share, I'm willing to, like, if I'm open or I'm online, I'm willing to assist you. We could like go and use the Zoom so that I could see clearly your problem with the pricing. No more question? Let me just. Yeah, your problem. Yeah, you try to search it per leg. Okay, by leg. I'm making sure the I mean the dates, because let's say here, okay, we have two dates here. So maybe you were not able to find it since there was a problem with the date. Because maybe during that date they are not they are no available flights for that airline during that date. Okay, so if you are okay, either you check it by leg or per way. Okay, since in this case is we cannot search it or we cannot get the whole flight in just one matrix flight or matrix itinerary. That's why I did search it per flight per way. So this is the outbound and this is the inbound flight. Then I just estimate the price. I usually get or compute the total prices, okay? Or sometimes if like on this case that is 13,000, I just usually compare the price or get the retail price for the best airline and beat the price for the best flights on the best airline or in the best duration flight. Any more question? No more question? Okay, so again, you can yung for Rani's question, try to check it per leg or per way. Okay. If no more